it's Clem.
And in the bottom right-hand corner has been around for quite some time. Representing that star, it looks like it is going to be Kas.
Oh, yes. Starcom Gaming, the Russian organization.
Okay.
Been around since the early days of White Ra, and like those are the names I remember together, you know? Kas and White Ra.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like, Kas would play in, those same tournaments that White Ra was professional in, right?
So, yeah, 2010, 2011.
Oh, man. I love
Crazy.
It. I think back in time, and I'm just like, I get goosebumps, man.
I know, me too. They were some of the best days ever. And there's so much content. So first of all, I have to do this. If you guys, especially if you're newer to StarCraft 2, you may know Tempo as a commentator. I want you to go on YouTube right this second, type in Tempo StarCraft 2 and listen to every song. Especially when you're Grandmaster and So Mad You Rage. Those are the best.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what's funny about that So Mad You Rage song? I actually went to Twitter and said, hey guys, send me your clips of people raging against you. So all of it is just like real stuff that happens on the ladder.
So good.
Hilarious to me.
So good. Like, I mean, there's no words for it. Thank you, Daynard. What a song! Oh my god, don't.
Yeah. That's the first song I ever made.
Is it really?
First song ever.
Wow.
At least for SC2, yep.
It's crazy.
Yoko might actually know, because I did it for a contest on Team Liquid, and I was like,
yeah,
okay,
Yoko's been around a long time.
Song about StarCraft 2, and we'll see where it goes from there.
It's crazy. Crazy world. So this game...
TVT.
Yeah. It's pretty standard so far. 1 Rax, Reaper Expand. Kus did hide his Rax a little bit, just to try and be a little annoying. But it was scouted. There were no presumptions here. What he wanted to do is if Clem came up, saw with just an SCV, poked his head in, he may see no Rax and he may, overcommit, but Clem's never going to fall for something that's silly. He's too good.
And it's very similar, yeah. Very standard stuff with the Hellion to follow it up.
Oh, yes.
The command center. Look at that. Nearly identical builds here.
Raynor just said, obviously, to me in return to doing a winner's interview.
Oh, there we go. So, now I'm excited. This got even better.
I had to tell him that we're live and not to swear, because my messages show up in games, and I know the kid. He said hi, Mum. My mum says hi to him too. I love Raynor so much. Yeah, of course, definitely. And if you follow my Twitter, also an anti-vaxxer. Thanks, Mum. So 1-1-1 continuing here. Raynor's he's now promoting himself.
You're the best.
He's talking about how his Red Bull's good. It's sponsored by Monster.
Yeah. Oh no.
Raynor. Ricky the Grounded.
Spicy boy, spicy meatball.
He's the spiciest spaghetti boy in the world. What's happening? Any units gone down yet? 1 Reaper went down, 1 SCV went down.
Yeah, it was an SCV that was building the command center, so that might have been a little delay.
Yeah.
But other than that, it wasn't anything too out of the ordinary, Cyclone coming out, usually for defense, but you can also get aggressive with it. And I mean, dude, look at these. It's literally the same thing happening on both sides of the map, but Clem being a little bit more aggressive than Kas.
Yeah, and that's kind of to be expected. Kus does play quite, I don't want to say slow, but he plays quite passive, quite defensive. He gets a big force and he goes. He's very, very intent on hitting his timings. He will harass and things as well, of course, but you'd expect Clem to be doing that just that bit more. Clem is going to be trying to control the pace of the game a bit more. For now, you can see both players getting Ravens. I'd expect probably to see 2 apiece. We're seeing the second one start here from Clem. And I'd anticipate we'll see, there we go, the second from... no second one from Kus yet.
Not yet. He doesn't have the gas forces yet, but he decided to go for the Viking instead. Okay. In a second tank.
We are seeing the move out now coming in here from Clem. He has a couple of Cyclones. He has a couple of Hellions to lead the fray, but there is a tank here, and that should dissuade any real pressure. As well as these Reapers moving out here for Kas. And the game is very, it's pretty bang even right now. Worker count slightly favors our blue Terran. Flavor Flav. In the top left. Cass does have more army right now and is really starting to build some forces up as he has tanks coming out of the wazoo. And we do have a bit of pressure coming in from these two Reapers. They're going to get a couple of kills. This is a good start here for Cass.
Not bad at all. Yeah, the two Reapers weren't really going to contribute much to the defense, so might as well get something done with them. And 2 workers and still gets them out. Oh, I think the Hellions took them out, rather.
They did. The Cyclones and the Hellions actually managed to flank. We also have a final Hellion here that will go down. Clem managing to get slightly better in the trades here, but he still can't really push into 3 siege tanks. If he could lock onto the Raven and get the kill on that, that would be huge, because Cass is now pushing out. He's going to lock onto the Cyclone. Oh my god, if Clem loses that Raven... It's very important Clem keeps his Raven alive right now, because he has to be able to hit the interference matrices on these tanks.
Absolutely.
But Cass is moving out. If he's decisive, he could get some damage here.
Yeah, he's kind of just going through the middle of the map. I think he wants to siege up on the low ground, right? So that he can start sieging up on that refinery. But I think Clem should be hip to that and maybe get in position, but it does not seem like he's moving his units to do so. So I think Clem is going to be able to, or rather Cass is going to be able to get into a nice position here.
Yeah, Clem scans, he knows exactly what he's looking for here. The siege up on the low ground, meaning the gas geyser will be abandoned or forced to be. Now, Clem has a 3rd CC, Cass does not. So what that means is Cass really needs to make some damage. Interference matrix on a Viking, I'm not so sure. The tanks are very annoying though.
They're dominant, I guess, but yeah. Still, I don't know.
It's a lot of energy to use on that. And can Cass push forward? That's what Cass needs right now, is to be able to get up and get this push going more aggressively. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. There we go.
It's all good. Uh-oh. But I think this might be a little bit too late. He has a better tank count. Cyclone will lock onto the Raven there. From behind, we got Clem flanking with the Cyclones.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Oh, that tank. Oh, no. Cass might be too much, but nope, it's not going to be the case.
No, the Vikings landing right on top of the tanks dish out so much DPS very, very quickly that alongside support, the tanks went down, and now you can see Clem has a pretty substantial supply lead. He has double the army supply. He has already more workers, but his 3rd is done. It's already an orbital.
It's mining. It's an orbital mining already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal
2
because
minutes ahead.
it's not even done yet. Yep.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised now if once we see the space established and a little bit more protection go up, if Clem does look to make a very aggressive move on the other side of the map. He is in a good spot here. We do have a Liberator coming in from Cass, and that's going to be nice. But Viking's pretty good at dealing with them.
Not
and
bad
it goes
at all.
down.
You can't
no
give
damage.
Clem an advantage like this, though, you know, because he will absolutely run with it. And Cass, yeah, he tried to get something done with that push at the natural base, but it seemed like he was a little bit slower with it, right? Like he kind of seized up, wasn't really pushing the issue as much as I think he should have been. And then he got flanked. Like out of nowhere, the Cyclones were like, oh, well, I guess if I'm in the middle of the map, I might as well come and sandwich this army right quick, you know?
Yeah. Guys, I've turned tempo up 10%. Thank you for letting me know. It's hard for me to tell, of course. You should be a little bit better now.
No doubt. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm too loud, so maybe.
Oh, no. You're with a loud Englishman. You can't be too loud. Both players are playing bio, of course, and scans have established that for both of them. Oh no, Cass hasn't seen what's going on in the main, but he'll know just by the pure amount of bio that he has played against.
Exactly.
And Stim finishing up now for Papa Cass. Is it already done here for Clem? Yes, it is. So upgrades will be bang even. You can see 1-1 is quicker for Cass, but it is only 15 or 20 seconds. And it can be very difficult to find that window when you don't know that window exists. Of course, he doesn't know the exact timing.
But it's good to see, though, because Cass was a little bit behind in almost every other department. So it's good to at least notice that he does have that advantage. He might not be aware of it, but, you know, it's there. It does exist.
Ooh. Raven harassment means 6 SCVs go down, but the Raven's going down now, meaning I don't think there are any left for Clem. Neither player now has any Ravens left. They have now got rid of them as we move into a pretty standard Marine tank medevac mid-game. Clem is going to be the first one to really try and put some pressure on his opponent's side of the map. Tank count is 5 for Clem, 4 for Cass, but that's not too bad. But the Marine count is a bit...
Marine count.
Telling.
Very much so. And it's because of the fact that he got that third base established so much quicker. Got his macro a little bit in check, I think, a bit more cleanly than Cass did. But at the end of the day, usually it's going to be about positional play. It's not necessarily, you know, who has more Marines and that's how you win. It's all about positional.
Yes.
Or how you actually engage.
And take a look.
Count Cass out.
Tempo. Clem's vision. He has a Marine at every angle on the map. And that means he sees everything. And we do have a fight coming in right now.
All right, good position from those tanks on the back of the rocks as well. And now Flash is going to move up there, but I think he might have overextended.
Yeah, there was a Marine flank coming in from Clem that just forced all of the tanks to misfire, meaning they didn't shoot on the Marine ball at the top, and now their space is going to have to be abandoned because Clem tanks just got more shots on Marines in that fight. It ended up being very, very good for the Frenchman. Yeah, he's now getting his 4th base landed. He's getting 2-2 at around the same time as opponent. He's also getting ship weapons for those vehicles, which means they're going to do those tanks are going to do that little bit more in that fight. And you can see. Right now, Plus does have air control, quite significantly. There are no Vikings, actually. Oh, no, Clem has 6. Where are they? They're in no man's land. They're in the very north. I guess they're looking for drops.
They're looking for gold or something. I don't have no idea.
And Clem is going to back off. Cass is still very much in this.
I was going to say, the best part about that was the delaying of the 4th base by Clem for Cass. So... even though he didn't win the game straight up there, he is starting to pull more ahead, and he already was ahead leading into this. But here we are.
Here comes a big fight. The Vikings, the concave here for both players actually ended up being nice. I like Cass's tank line a lot. He has a very nice split, which means if the Marines were to go too far forward, they would take a lot of fire. A couple of tanks maybe a little bit far away, currently sitting on top of a planetary. Not sure I'm so keen on that. Clem is up 10 army supply, a little bit more, but he's not going to be able to push into this position because Cass is set up with a nice defense. He's adding more and more to his defense, and he's just trying to get towards a late game right now.
I think so as well, yeah. The biggest deal is as long as he can defend both his natural and his 4th base, he should be all right there. And if he can get to that max supply, then it's going to just be pretty much about the actual engagements and the play. Rather than, anything that happened in the game before, you've been forgiven, Cass, if you can get to max supply and just not die.
Yeah, there's not a chance I could ever make it to max supply versus Clem. I have played Clem, actually, and he killed me very, very quickly in a best of 3. Oh, no. I also talked a load of trash, so... I thought, I had to psych him out, but no, he just killed me really quick, and then he PT weakly. Clem's drop right now is making so much happen. He's just doing so much down here in the main base now. He's just killed so many Marines because they were unloading one at a time. Finally, he'll be cleared up. Yeah.
Oh no.
But look at the Liberators now as well here for Clem. They will be picked up. But Clem does have air superiority. He has the Viking number. And now there are no Vikings left here for Cass. And that's very, very scary. This tank is a little far from home. And just like Spider-Man will end up going down. But I mean, how does Cass hold this position?
It's going to be incredibly difficult here, and with no air superiority, I feel like, even lifting up that command center, and now he says, F this, mate, I'm going to just push across the map because I can't break that. And we'll see if he can get anything done.
It's a good idea. There are 2 tanks here for Clem, but they're a little bit far away, and that means they're not going to get so much. Air superiority remains for Clem as he has killed the Vikings on the other side, but his command center goes down. Now, Clem is the first one to actually lose a base because Cass has managed to save his. And all of a sudden, Cass is making some moves that I'm not mad at.
I'm actually a fan of this. As long as he continues to macro, he needs to continue to make units here. He has a lot of money. Yeah. So, you can focus on the pushes and stuff like that, but you still need to just kind of at least get that army at home that continues to be made. But he saved his bases. I think I don't mind his position, even though, he kind of got forced away from his 3rd.
Yeah, now Cass is a little bit stuck in no man's land. If I'm him, I'd maybe consider doing something crazy. I love to see a Kellerjot move, where all of his Marines getting all of those medevacs and fly to the main. Oh, we're having a free coming in from Cass. This is even cuter. All of the tanks for Clem go down. Cass is finding a great move.
All right, then. And yeah, he's still working on his 3-3 too, so, I mean, it's not like he's going to be stuck on 2-2 and just kind of Hail Marrying it big time. I feel like even though he's down in supply, it's mainly the workers, I would say.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it, but he needs to make something happen. He can't sit back at all. He has to be the aggressor here.
Yeah, and this is the thing we've seen from Cass throughout this tournament, is sometimes he's not the aggressor. He has the tank count advantage. I mean, this is a planetary. His defensive lines have been drawn very nicely. You can see the tank line set up very well, pretty much preventing anything coming in from the middle of the map or slightly further to the east here. So Cass is playing very safe, but yes, this is what I want to see, Cass. Get dropping. Make him move around the map a little bit more. Oh, there is a Liberator coming in here from Clem. That is going to get dealt with, though. Maybe?
Yep. I like the positioning, though. And, yeah, it seems like the Marines are going to be in range.
Yeah. It was close.
I think it's actually going to be hard to break Clem here because of his sensor tower placement, too.
Yeah. Here you can see Clem's...
It's going to be tough.
Clem's set up so well. I mean, he's at 76 workers. He has 3-3, and the biggest thing right now is he has +2 vehicle weapons. So his tanks just do more. They're just better.
They're just better. It's like, yeah, you have a good point. It's true.
And Cass is going to go for it. He does find a position with some of the tanks on siege, and he's going to get all of his tanks up and take down a lot of the tanks here for Clem. Clem is down 4 tanks to the 10 of Cass. And if he can, if he can get rid of a few more, then this could be nice. But look at the main right now of Cass. He is in so much trouble.
This sucks when you're a turn player. It doesn't matter what the matchup is. If ever your production gets camped like this, it's just the worst feeling because it takes so much longer to get attacked on. Oh, man. Well, I like it. I like the move. I do.
I mean, Cass defended. He did move command a few units there that died on the ramp. Oh, he does manage to take down a medevac. Oh, look at this. This is such an annoying position right now. Clem has found a little cubby hole, a little hidey hole.
Look at that.
And just like that, he hides in Narnia and gets the kills. He's going to take down the eBay. He's. I mean, we'd need a lion and a witch right now to take Clem out.
Yes, in a wardrobe.
Oh, and now you can see Clem pushing out.
Yeah, I feel like Cass coming back like that, he doesn't have time on his side, I would say. So, loses the whole medevac though. So that's a win there for Russia. Ukraine? Is it Russia?
Ukraine. Don't tell him that. If you get that one wrong, I'm not.
Do not watch the VOD, please, Cass.
And now, the scariest thing right now for Cass is he cannot do anything about the Liberators. These Liberators, medevacs going down, they're going to prevent so much positioning. You'll see the air units here of Clem as he has such air superiority. Move forward, he can piggyback.
Also range. I believe the Liberators have range too. So,
yeah, wow. GG. Clem just chokes him out.
Man, we've been blessed with a lot of good games today. Like every game that we've watched or casted today has been amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy so far, and it's not going to get any worse. As it's going up after the series, we are not, of course, done with the series. It is only 1-0. We will have Raynor, and if he wins, we'll sing to him. Then we get Sortov versus Goblin, which is like, I mean, Goblin's like my best friend, so I'm slightly biased. But Sortov's been so good. He 2-0'd Lambo. A separate matchup, but still, Sortov's been on fire. He's currently, he's 1-2, but Goblin hasn't won a map yet. So
really,
yeah,
Goblin is another low key.
He's so good,
solid. So yeah, you know what I mean. He doesn't get enough recognition as far as like, it's Raynor, or it's Cyril, or it's but
I'll tell you why.
That kills it on online, a lot.
And I hope he's watching. It's because he's bloody lazy. And he knows it, and I know it, and his manager, Mr. Rotterdam, knows it. Be lazy. Practice, you little. Stop playing League of Legends.
But yeah, I mean that's what goblins do, man. They just chill.
They just chill and play League. Yeah, he's really good at that too, which is so frustrating. These talented
like
kids.
Who's like really good at StarCraft 2. And you'll notice, okay, so every Cheeseadelphia, I'll kind of interview him and be like, hey, man, how have you been preparing for this whole, Cheeseadelphia? Did you have a lot of time to practice with your teammates? He's like, no, just been playing like League and Overwatch and chilling. I'm like, what? How can you play so much League and still be better at StarCraft 2 than me when I'm sitting there like, all right.
I'm grinding,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, some people are just, good at this StarCraft 2 thing.
I like Massa. I like Massa a lot. He's a super good guy.
He really is.
He's one of those few American players I've met. But we are now getting into map 2, guys, on Everdream. And I'm dreaming that we get to a 3-3.
A
3-3, a third game even.
Oh yeah, I know what you meant. It's funny that I actually understood exactly what you meant, but it didn't sound wrong.
No. And in the bottom left, covering for myself, he is the blue Pro Tour player from Ukraine, representing Starcom Gaming. It's Papakas.
And in the top right-hand corner, it is going to be the red Terran player from France. The little baguette he is. It is Clem.
Got to spin the camera. I did it late.
You have to
so guys,
spin, like,
I have to. I call it Mapu stuff. Because
Mapu levels of observing.
Mapu, no, never. That kid is so good at what he does.
Bro.
Funker, yeah, Funker's good too, but I think Mapu for me just takes the.
Oh man, don't tell.
I know.
Funker
Don't tell Funker. I think he's casting, so it's okay.
Actually, Coca is Funker's protege.
Yeah, for sure.
Mapu, he's his own breed.
He's so good, and he does it all from Japan as well, which is just wild.
It's awesome. He's a good lad too, man. I love that guy too.
Yeah, so do I. He's so fun. Got to hang out with him a couple of times now, actually. But he works the longest days I've ever seen of anyone. There was Home Story Cup 19 was in July in Germany. It was 35 degrees.
Celsius.
Yeah, definitely Celsius.
Yep.
So it was
freedom units.
I don't know what that is in freedom units, but bloody hot. Mid 80s, low 90s, maybe, I don't know. And he worked 14 hours in a room with no aircon. They were all just dripping with sweat. It was so good. And I was there in
powers through it.
Yeah, I was there in an aircon studio, making people get me drinks. It was fantastic. This game so far, it's a mirror once again. They're doing the exact same things at the exact same time. All is good.
All right. So yeah, very similar to last game where it was. I mean, in TVT for the most part, if it's not euthermal proxying or, some of these Terran players that are a little bit more cheeky in the first couple minutes of the game, it tends to be pretty similar, right? With the double Reaper, Hellion.
Yeah.
Sometimes triple Reaper for the most part.
Yes.
But yeah, I would say it's not really that out of the ordinary here.
Now, what I'm curious to see is whether on Everdream Cuss plays mech. He has played mech earlier in this event. I don't know if he has in TVT yet, but he's been favoring mech generally, and he's pretty good at it. My concern with that is when he has played mech, players that are very good at multitasking and using the map have punished him. Yes. And I wouldn't say there's many players better than Liquid Clem at punishing.
Oh, yeah. Just watching him play. Usually he is the one that will find the holes like that.
Yes.
And he's damn good at what he does. I'm not going to lie.
We do have 1-1-1s out of both of our players. Every building at home. We're not seeing any proxy starport shenanigans or anything like that. Cyclone production beginning here from Cass. Pretty slightly unusual. Usually you see a few more Hellions. Cass did skip his second Hellion to go into a quicker Cyclone. Very good at dealing with any Banshee play or something like that if Clem were to go for it. But right now, actually, I think Clem may try and throw a Banshee in. No, he's going straight into Siege Tanks himself. Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to go for that because he did put that Tech Lab down.
Yeah.
Going right for that. And then what are we going to see from the starport? It is going to be a medevac. So I wonder now, is he going to put the two Hellions into the medevac? Because it's one of those things where, usually you would see that either Raven or even a Viking to start, but
medevac this quick is
medevac
unusual.
Is peculiar. Yeah, very.
We're seeing the Tech Lab go down for Class now as well onto his starport. I imagine he will go for a Raven and play very safe and try not to take any damage. Getting that Cyclone is a pretty good indicator that you just want to be careful, and that's what he is going to do.
Indeed.
Clem adding Cyclones as well. What is he going to drop? Oh, okay. Yeah. 4 Marines and a tank. Wow. This is so frustrating to deal with. I like Cass's vision in his main base. He has managed to get some supply depots hidden at the right-hand side. He has a Cyclone as well. Maybe knowing that this is... What are we going to see? Are we going to see all the units together? It looks like we are going to see all the units together. Ooh.
That's such a Clem thing to do. Just
kind of didn't work though.
Marines and a siege tank into a medevac and just boost forward and just say, you know what? Yeah, sup, son, here I am. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be very successful.
Man, I missed select. I wonder.
So, good defense.
Yeah, very good. Clem tried. If there was no tank or something was a bit awry with Cass's build, he may well have found some damage there. But the tank was in a great position. One on the low ground, one on the high ground to stop any real pressure coming in. His vision was good. He saw it coming in an okay time and was able to adapt. And we have third CC for both of these players at very, very healthy times.
Indeed, yeah.
You're going to see a longer game.
Kind of mirrored in the production tab for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah. Double eBay is coming down first here for Cass. We have not seen them go down for Clemsicles just yet. As he is building more towards a couple of extra gases, more ravens.
Yeah.
Is Clem spending his money on?
He is. Getting it done. Yeah. And he's also delaying his stim a little bit more than Cass's. So, Clem, I think, yeah, with the double barracks being added, he is indeed going to be going into that bio, even though he has not started his stem or anything like that.
Yeah.
You can tell what kind of direction he's going to be going into the mid-game, or, you know, mid-late.
Yeah. Both of these players right now have feeler units out on the map as well to determine what's going on, try and maybe catch a glimpse of what tech choice is being taken, where the third is. We can see both of them will be orbitaling up at around the same time, and Viking production beginning here for Clem. Meanwhile, Cass is chunking out a few Vikings of his own, getting stim. And I think we'll be going into about the 7-8 minute mark before we really see anything happen.
Yeah, exactly. This is like the calm before the storm, right? Where it's like, okay, you didn't die to my crazy...
Right now, both Goku and Vegeta are just standing there going, powering up, you know? They're getting there. They're getting there. Soon the hair will change. Clem's hair will get spiked up and dyed. And we'll see some real Super Saiyan fights going on. But for now, just screaming at one another.
Like, a whole episode for it to happen.
Yes,
right?
yeah, precisely. Everything now is, as we said, good. Upgrades coming in here. Quicker for Cass. We still haven't seen the beginning for Clem. His eBay's now finishing and starting. Ooh.
The main of Cass getting dropped. I missed that medevac coming through, and Clem firing all of these SCVs. He's going to be able to get maybe 8. And it's going to be 7, it looks like.
So much, though.
Sneaky boy.
And this is just those little things. His units just seem slippery. It's the same with Cyril. He can get like 2 lings anywhere he wants. Even if there's a wall, they just don't...
Always.
They're just not there for these players. They don't see them. Yeah. They can always find an angle.
I don't know how he does it and what's his secret, but, you know, that's what makes these players the top tier, so...
now we're seeing the siege up coming in. We do have a lot of turrets going down. That's going to put this base in big trouble here. If it takes off, the Vikings will begin fire at it. But for now, the tank's doing a lot of damage. It's going to be burning down pretty soon.
Yeah, he has to be very careful here. He's going to lift it up, maybe. He wants to get a little bit... Oh, my God, Cass! Oh. Okay. But it's like a lose-lose situation, because then the Vikings are going to be able to take it now that it's in the air, so...
Vikings firing down upon Vikings. It definitely like Cass got a better fight there in terms of the Vikings, but there is a Cyclone and a few Marines to support. And that is going to mean 1 Viking. Yep, does go down. A few more Vikings joining the fray here for Clem. But while this is happening, Clem's third is fully saturated. His upgrades are catching up.
Uncontested.
Oh, is Clem going to kill a Raven? Oh, it's a full energy Raven. Disruption Nova as well going in now on a Viking. Clem's probably going to be able to pick up another Viking here as soon as he locks on. One shot. Didn't get it on the fadeaway. And now we can see Clem is going to back off. He knows he's done enough. Right now he's up 14 workers. He's got double the army supply of his opponent. Almost exactly. His upgrades will be kicking in now. That will put him even. It just can't. He just finds something. He was given a millimeter of space. Get that drop in, and that's
he took a kilometer.
Yeah,
see? I know your units.
Yeah, don't worry. I use miles really. we're pretend America over here in sunny old England.
We're like pretend England over here in America.
yeah, and neither of us are doing that well. You can see Clem pushing in now. He has so many tanks. 8 tanks to 5 here in favour of Clem. Clem's going to take the fight. The tanks are on siege. Clem finds what he needs. And GG, Clem takes the series 2-0.